In South London, police tape and a blue tent on the pavement. A closed road in the early hours in Luton, and in the centre of Liverpool, forensics officers combing the street. Images marking the early ends of 3 lives. Young men killed with knives or guns already this bank holiday weekend.
Let my son be the last and be an example to everyone. Just let it stop.
That's the mum of Raheem Ainsworth Barton, who died in South London. So what can be done to make it stop?
We've got to spend more time with our kids.
Sheldon Thomas spent his youth inside gangs. Now he's father to 2 teenagers and believes it's parents, not police, who need to get tougher.
We can't blame police and local authorities for what is essentially a parenting problem. And I know some parents are not going to like the sound of this because they're going to say you're picking at single mothers. I'm not. What I am saying is that if you don't know who your kid's friends are, you don't know where your kid is at night, you don't know what they're doing on Snapchat, you don't know what they're doing on Instagram, how are you going to know your child?
Lennox's son is in prison for murder. He and his wife Bali run a project to stop other young people being dragged into that kind of violence. But they say policymakers aren't always willing to listen to people like them.
There is an institutional, not racism, but an institutional misunderstanding and lack of understanding of different cultures and how even gangs operate.
Why the young people talk to us and listen to us is because we can identify. We're not ashamed to show that we got it wrong, we made mistakes.
The surge in violent crime is now more than just a blip. In London, it's up almost 50% on last year. There are more patrols on city streets this weekend. But one former officer told us it's at the UK border where more staff are needed.
In relation to the gun crime issue, we need analysis of exactly what's happening, where the weapons are coming from, what weapons they are, how they're getting into the country, if we've got any idea about that. And then we need to focus resources on closing those loopholes down, closing those routes down.
The Metropolitan Police said today they can't arrest their way out of this, an acknowledgement that whether the problem began in Westminster, at the border or inside families, a new kind of response is now urgently overdue.
And the fact that,